In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the Sarkin Bauran Dangi Alhaji Bello Usman cordially invites you to the turbaning ceremony of Barrister Saadat Yunusa Muhammad as Gimbiyar Dangi the First, which comes up on Saturday 25th of October 2025 by 10 a.m. prompt at the Sarkin Bauran Dangi's Palace, Dengue Town, Dengue Shuni Local Government Area, Sokoto State. We look forward to hosting you as you grace this all-important occasion.
On the news tonight, Sokoto State Government reallocates unutilized funds for some prioritized development projects. Media industries believe in bringing positive changes towards societal development in Africa. The Sokoto State Government moves to commence airport taxi service to ease the burden of transportation for passengers traveling from the airport to the city center. A very good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. Today is Wednesday, 22nd of October 2025, which is equivalent to 30th of Jamad al-Thani, 1447 after the Hijrah of the Prophet, peace be upon him. I am Rahma Haruna Berniwa. The Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, in conjunction with the National Moon Sighting Committee, informed the general public that it has not received any report from various moon sighting committees across the country confirming the sighting of the crescent of Jumad al-Ula 1447 after Hijrah on Tuesday, 21st October 2025, equivalent to 29th Rabi al-Thani 1447 after Hijrah. Therefore, Wednesday, 22nd of October 2025 will be 30th Rabi al-Thani 1447 after Hijrah. His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of Nigeria, the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, has accepted the report and accordingly declared October 2025 as the first day of Jumad al-Ula 1447 after Hijrah. The Sokoto State Executive Council has approved the third amendment to the 2025 budget to reallocate some unutilized funds to other prioritized sectors. The move was unveiled shortly after the 12th regular meeting presided over by Governor Ahmad Aliu at the Government House, Sokoto. Government House correspondent Nasser Abubakar Giri has more.
According to the State Commissioner for Water Resources, Aminu Abdullahi, the document is now ready for onward transmission to the State House Assembly for ratification. The Commissioner also said the state government has set another record of achieving 70% budget performance in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year.
This nothing against the law, as I said, and the budget size is as it remains as it is, and anything that comes in as additional is captured, taken to the House of Assembly for the necessary action before they are being expended.
As part of an effort to bridge the infrastructure gap at the state's basic and secondary schools, the council has approved the contract for the provision of furniture that will cover over 1,000 classes across the state. The commissioner said the approval followed his rigorous school inspection across the state. Speaking earlier, the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Samba Bello Danchadi, said the approval has been granted for the maintenance of the Sokoto State Transport Authority, SSTA. He said the council also approved the provision of more operational vehicles for security agencies in the state. Speaking while opening the meeting, Governor Ahmad Ali thanked the council members for the tremendous achievements recorded across various sectors in the state.
I urge you to do your best within a time of schedule so that together the administration will continue to implement impactful projects that will drive developments across the state.
The governor, who doubled as the chairman of the council, also thanked the people of the state for prayers and support to his administration. Reporting from Government House, Sokoto, I am Nasir Abubakar Keli.
The Sokoto State House of Assembly has adopted a motion calling on the state government and relevant road safety agencies to take urgent steps to address the growing menace of reckless road use during festive ceremonies across the Sokoto metropolis. Moving the motion, the member representing Sokoto South 2 constituency, Honorable Aminu Gedade Jigawa, expressed deep concern over the increasing rate of accidents, loss of lives, and public disturbances caused by uncontrolled road activities during events such as weddings, turbaning, naming ceremonies, and school graduation. Our legislative correspondent, Jamilu Musa Maishanu, has the details.
Honorable Gedado lamented that the group of youths now engage in dangerous stunts, overspeeding, and roadblocks at the name of celebration, describing the trend as a growing social menace that endangers life and undermines public order. He further noted that despite existing traffic law, enforcement by agencies such as Federal Safety Corps and VIO remains weak, while public awareness of the dangers of reckless celebration is inadequate.
Of course, it's going to be very, very favorable and useful to my constituency because I represent a constituency within this state metropolis that involves comprises of 6 wards, which is mainly the heart of Sokoto, and that is why I find it absolutely necessary, and I think that it's going to be useful because we have a number of motorists in my constituency. That is why it is going to be very useful to my constituency.
Contributing to the debate, members emphasized the need for coordinating enforcement among all road safety and security agencies, stressing that public roads are not entertainment grounds but shared space that must be protected for all users. Following extensive deliberation, the Speaker of the House, Honorable Tukur Balabo Dinga, announced the House unanimous resolution calling on the Ministry of Transport and other relevant enforcement agencies to commence strict enforcement of traffic regulations, particularly during weekend and festival periods. In another motion, the House also adopted a resolution calling on the Sokoto State government to renovate the Danwaru and Ndarbabia Juma'at Mosque in Gorenyo local government area. The motion moved by the Honorable Nasir Adamu, member representing Gorenyo constituency, and seconded by Representative Masudu Muhammad Shagari, highlighted the importance of the 2 mosques as central place of worship serving a large number of residents. He commended the effort of Governor Ahmad Ali Sokoto for his continued commitment to the development and remodeling of mosques across the 23
Thank you, Jamilu. And don't forget you're watching Alu TV live news transmitting from Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate. You can also view us on our social media handles at Alu TV on YouTube, while on our Facebook page. Training Center in Sokoto State, Zayanu Sida Atahiru, during the induction ceremony of the program. Ibrahim Ahmad Aikin Allah reports.
Yayin da yake jawabi ga mahalarta, manajan cibiyar ta Makera Skills Training Center Zayanu Sidi Attahiru ya jaddada muhimmancin shirin tare da wadatattun kayan aiki da ma'aikatar ilimi ta tarayya ta samar domin tabbatar da ingantaccen aiwatar da aikin.
Abin da yake raina na farko dai su jajirce kuma su zama masu haƙuri, masu kuma zuwa lokacin da aka sa ranar koyar da su training din. Shi ne wata na gare su.
A nasa jawabin barista Muhammad Bello Abdal yayin da yake jawabi ga mahalarta, manajan cibiyar ta Makera Skills Training Center Zayanu Sidi Attahiru ya jaddada muhimmancin shirin tare da wadatattun kayan aiki da ma'aikatar ilimi ta tarayya ta samar domin tabbatar da ingantaccen aiwatar da aikin.
Abin da yake raina na farko dai su jajirce kuma su zama masu haƙuri, masu kuma zuwa lokacin da aka sa ranar koyar da su training din. Shi ne wata na gare su.
A nasa jawabin barista Muhammad Bello Abdallah ya yi kira ga mahalarta da su yi amfani da ilimi da kwarewar da za su samu yayin horon don amfani al'umma baki ɗaya. Ya yi kira ga mahalarta da su yi amfani da ilimi da kwarewar da za su samu yayin horon don amfani al'umma baki ɗaya.
Bisa gaskiya wannan program da kuke gani Tibet program ne mai muhimmancin gaske. Wato gwamnatin tarayya ta zauna ta yi nazari, ta yi tunani in collaboration da gwamnatin jiha kuma aka kirkiro wannan program domin amfanin al'ummarmu.
Wasu daga cikin mahalarta da aka yi hira da su sun nuna godiya ga ma'aikatar ilimi ta tarayya da kuma shirin Tibet saboda damar da suka samu na halartar wannan horo.
To alhamdulillahi da muka kasance muna ɗaya daga cikin waɗanda muka samu wannan tallafi na Tibet da zai zo daga gwamnatin tarayya.
Ana sa ran mahalarta za su koyi fannoni daban-daban na sana'o'i a lokacin horon tare da samun tallafin kuɗi na wata-wata ga kowane mahalarci. Ibrahim Ahmad Aikin Allah, labaran Alu TV.
Na wasa ban kuɗi da ga take wanda kayan ka take na ba ba kuɗi kai mala ka je kiyomi shi ni wawa me ya ka take ina na ran ku tsaya baba me ka dan yi ne shi mi ka kai wani hakuri wanga ya kai ni kulu wallahi ya bata mini zuciya wanga wanda ya yaka take na bashi wai bai so doctor mi ka faruwa take ne biya na ona cha sai ni ji wani gagarumin sako ma'aikatar watsa labarai ta jihar Sokoto tana kira da gargadi mai girma ga duk ilahirin dan jihar Sokoto 23 local government wanda ya isa jihar ƙuri'a da wanda ya taɓa yi taɓace da wanda bai taɓa yi ba gaba ɗai da wanda shekaru ne ba su kai ba yanzu na son hakai to ya ruga ofis ɗin INEC wanda ke local government ɗitai don samun rajista ya yi zaɓe ya biya bashi. Yanzu ni Dr. Kalanzir irin gudunmuwa da Dr. Ahmad Aliyu gwamna mai capacity ya baza muna a jihar Sokoto ta ya za in wuce da bashi mai nauyi haka ga ɗiyata ba can ba ta yi ba yanzu kuma ta isa mata ta ɓace wai babban magana ai bashin Ahmadu dole na abi ya shiga ringa saboda duk abin da aka yayi muna ko ni na tabbatar da gona Sokoto ya yi aiki saboda demu ya fara kahi shi fara aiki wani wuri Sahara ya fara aiki ha wallahi sana wani wuri ne yana yanka kuri a wanda yana cewa
ofis ɗin INEC wanda ke local government ɗin da duk yake
to ina da ɗa wanda ya girma yanzu shekara 18 yanzu ni ma ina so in kai shi wurin wanda yana yanka zan yi kokari in tabbatar da ɗana ya je kuri'a ya biya godin Sokoto ba shi.
Hukumar INEC tana yin wannan rijista kwana 5 a sati ranar Litinin har ranar Juma'a daga karfe 8 na safe har karfe 3 na yamma.
A lion will always remain a king. Whoever comes across a king must acknowledge his presence. It's time to be cognizant of the conquering hero, the shining star that brightened rural and urban area, brought us from darkness to infinite power of light, brought changes and progress in the state. One in a million, a man with a golden heart, a man who sparkles with light even in the midst of darkness, a leader that never shows he is eminent. Hardworking determination speaks the nature of his leadership. A leader that you all want to emulate. A leader worthy to admire and have the qualities of self-betterment in others to inspire. A leader worthy of praise. A leader with 100 projects in the first 100 days in his administration. The masses call him Alu. I call him Dan Baba Alu. An incredible human, an icon, innovative, charismatic, and egalitarian, the shining star, Governor Ahmad Aliyu. Alu, always taking the lead in leadership, a record breaker. In the history of Nigeria, he is the first person tackling insecurities with enigmatic cars called Buffalo. He drifted the streets of Wamoko with 500 housing units in recognition of the labor service, the builders of our nation, providing logistics in combating the marauders that terrorize the people day and night. He shared strings of hope.
We are so sorry for the inconvenience. Now the news in full. The Sokoto state government is to launch an important and airport taxi service to ease the burden of transportation for passengers traveling from the airport to the city center. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation Media, made this known during a screening of applicants to serve as drivers for state-owned vehicles designated for both intercity and interstate transport. The screening exercise began on Tuesday at the premises of Sokoto State Transport Authority, SSTA, which was part of the government's broader efforts to strengthen public transportation and ensure safe, reliable, and efficient mobility for residents, particularly those traveling between local government areas and neighboring states. Aminu Al-Hussein Amanawa will tell us more.
The exercise saw the presence of dozens of prospective drivers who underwent a comprehensive series of assessments, including credential verification, physical fitness evaluations, driving checks, NDLEA, BIO and road safety compliance checks. Officials from the Ministry of Transportation, in collaboration with Sokoto State Transport Authority staff, supervised the process to ensure only qualified and experienced candidates were selected. Speaking to newsmen, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, Muhammad Bello Sipawa, noted that the initiative aims to improve the state transportation system, create employment opportunities, stimulate economic growth, and enhance the safety and security of citizens.
Conduct an interview for the potential drivers that are going to be handling these vehicles, these additional vehicles given by His Excellency. And as you have seen, we are engaging Federal Road Safety Corps, the BIO, NDLEA, and even hospitals, medical doctors, to be able to examine and interview these potential these applicants for the drivers to be engaged to continue to handle these vehicles within Sokoto Metropolis, other LGS, and those that will be going to other locations like Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, and the rest.
According to him, the recruitment was part of the government's effort to boost intercity and interstate transportation services across the state and beyond. He's saying the state government is committed to deploying only well-trained, disciplined, and thoroughly vetted drivers to handle the state-owned vehicles.
It has been open for long, but the drivers who have been driving under the SST and the outsiders are all welcome to apply, and when they apply, we shortlist and we invite them for interview.
As the screening of drivers continues, the government emphasizes its commitment to professionalism, safety, and accountability in the recruitment process. Aminu Alusen Amanawa reporting for Alu TV News.
The Sokoto state government has been commended for its efforts in providing education to all its citizens without discrimination. This commendation was made by the Gidan Tudu community in Shagaru local government area of the state during an inspection visit by officials of the Sokoto State Agency for Nomadic Education to assess the construction of a nomadic school in the area. Correspondent Rabiu Abdullahi Wakili has more on the story.
Addressing the Gidan Tudu community, the executive director of the Sokoto State Agency for Nomadic Education, Tambari Dukagoshi, stated that Governor Ahmad Ali Sokoto has directed the agency to ensure that every community in need of school should be provided with one, along with all essential learning materials. He therefore expressed satisfactions with the turnout of the children expected to be enrolled in the new school.
Gidan latike maudo yago shugaban kasa yago igamna yago alkali yago lauya yago yan sanda yago soji gaba da jandano sannan fulbe do ande me hanu ifamu huto gida fullo sai in jangai amma in dari jangi to ko bura dum famu ganni ko men gidi ga Allah kauto.
In a major development in Africa's media landscape, Africa's 2025 marks the 14th edition of the continent's foremost broadcast and media convergence event held in Lagos, Nigeria. This year's theme is Navigating the Digital Surge, Building a Resilient African Media Ecosystem for the Future. Abdul Rashid Wadata Buhari from Lagos reports that the Day One gathering brought together top government officials, media industry experts, and innovators to chart a new course for digital media across Africa. His report.
In brotherhood we stand.
Governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by Commissioner for Information and Strategy Mr. Benga Omotoso, declared this year's conference open, highlighting the importance of regulation, content integrity, and skills development.
Imagine a continental framework that champions content integrity and algorithmic transparency while fostering homegrown innovations like AI-driven fact-checking tools from African startups.
Representing the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Muhammad Idris, Permanent Secretary Mr. China Sannam conveyed President Bola Tinubu's support for innovation and investments in the media sector. The Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, Mr. Charles Ubebu, welcomed the guests and reflects on Africa's journey since its inception in 1996. He reaffirmed the Commission's commitments to guiding legal frameworks, praised the federal government's renewed hope agenda for enabling industry growth.
Framework rooted in transparency and local data ownership. And 4, a renewed emphasis on media literacy, ethics, and AI verification systems to counter disinformation and deepfakes.
Senator Kenneth Emeka Eze, chairman of the Senate Committee on Information and Orientation, Ethics and Values, and Mr. Steve Olushola Patoba, chairman of the House Committee on Information and Orientation, Ethics and Values, called for active input from stakeholders for legislative reforms to align media policies with modern technology. The event also featured cultural displays, goodwill messages, keynote addresses, an exhibition of cutting-edge broadcast tools and technologies, all pointing to a vibrant future for African media. From the convergence of minds, technology and vision that set the stage for the Africa's media advancements. Abroshid Wadata Buhari, Alu TV News.
Thank you. And with this report of Abdul Rashid comes to the end of the news. But before we go, here are the main points again. We told you earlier that the Sokoto state government has approved the reallocation of unutilized funds for some prioritized development projects. You also heard that the media industries were believed to have brought positive changes toward societal development in Africa. And lastly, the Sokoto state government has planned to commence airport taxi service to ease the burden of transportation for passengers traveling from the airport to the city center. And that wraps up the news update for today. On behalf of the news editor Bashar Abubakar and the rest of the team, I am once again Rahma Haruna Berniwa, and as always, thanks for letting us be a part of your day.
A lion will always remain a king. Whoever comes across a king must acknowledge his presence. It's time to be cognizant of the conquering hero, the shining star that brightened rural and urban area, brought us from darkness to infinite power of light, brought changes and progress in the state. 1 in a million, a man with a golden heart, a man who sparkles with light even in the midst of darkness, a leader that never shows he is eminent. Hard-working determination speaks the nature of his leadership, a leader that you all want to emulate, a leader worthy to admire and have the qualities of self-betterment in others to inspire, a leader worthy of praise, a leader with 100 projects in the first 100 days in his administration. The masses call him Ahmadun Alu. I call him Dambaba Alu, an incredible human, an icon, innovative, charismatic, and egalitarian, the shining star, Governor Ahmad Aliyu. Ahmadun Alu, always taking the lead in leadership, a record breaker. In the history of Nigeria, he is the first person tackling insecurities with enigmatic cars called Buffalo. He drifted the streets of Wamoko with 500 housing units in recognition of the labor service, the builders of our nation.
gwamnatin jihar Sokoto ta soya kuɗaɗen da ba a samu damar kashewa ba ya zuwa wasu ayyukan ci gaban al'umma. An yi amanar cewa kafafen haɗa labarai kan iya taka gagarumar rawa domin samar da sauyi wajen ci gaban nahiyar Afirka. Gwamnatin jihar Sokoto na shirin samar da motocin sufuri domin samar wa matafiya sauki a sufurinsu daga cikin birnin Sokoto ya zuwa filin jirgi. To jama'a assalamu alaikum, barka da yau da kasance tare da labaran Alu Tv daga nan jihar Sokoto, cibiyar dolar Usmaniya. Yau dai muna Laraba 22 ga watan Oktoban shekara 2025 wanda ya tamka da kwanaki 30 cur ga watan Rabi'u Thani. Hijira ta Adam Salama daga Makka zuwa Madina 1447. Sunana Abubakar Toba tare da fassarar labaran. Kwamitin kula da lamuran addinin musulunci da ganin wata na majalisar mai alfarma sarkin musulmi na sanar da al'ummar musulmi cewa kawo zuwa yanzu ba da samu karɓar wani rahoto ba daga kwamitocin da ke ganin ko kuma tantance ganin wata da ke sassa daban-daban daga faɗin ƙasar nan. A bisa haka kwamitin ya ba da umarnin fara duban sabon jijirin watan Jumada Ula daga ranar Talata 21 ga watan Oktoban shekarar 2025 wanda ya daidai da 29 ga watan Rabi'u Thani hijira ta wato 1447 bayan hijira. Bisa haka ranar Laraba 22 ga watan Oktoban shekarar 2025 a ta kasance ranar 30 ga watan Rabi'u Thani bayan hijira fiye halitta daga Makka zuwa Madina. Akan haka dai mai alfarma sarkin musulmi Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar kana shugaban majalisar koli ta harkokin lamuran addinin musulunci ya aminta da wannan bayani. Har ila yau ya ayyana ranar Alhamis 23 ga watan Oktoban shekarar 2025 ta kasance ranar 1 ga watan Jumada Ula hijira ta fiye halitta daga Makka zuwa Madina 1447 bayan hijira.
Let's hit the road tonight.